All right, so let's talk about the racetrack.
Yep.
What was DeSoto?
It was formerly known as DeSoto, now the Freedom Factory. Yes,
what would have happened to this track if you hadn't bought it?
Well, funny you ask that, because the week I bought it, the developer that now is developing behind the track came to me and tried to buy it that week and offered me, I think it was $1 million more than I bought it for, which at the time to me was, it's still a significant amount of money, but like it made my eyebrows rise because I was like, maybe I should do this.
Right, sure.
It would be part of the development, no doubt. So right now behind our tracks,
how are you fighting that though? Because that's the problem.
Yeah. So
I think I saw you talking about that recently.
Yeah, the commissioners, our local commissioners, approved a massive housing development behind our tracks
recently,
which is crazy because if you had the nicest development in the around, you wouldn't let them build a racetrack next to it, right? That's just common sense.
And that happened recently, right?
So the commissioners approved it. Yeah, this is all while I owned it, and they approved it. And now I think one of those commissioners is still in office. So they all get their money and go do something else, whatever. So now we're dealing with it. All the homeowners have to sign this agreement that says, I understand there's a very loud racetrack, and I'm moving next to it. I cannot sue them. I cannot sue the owners.
Do you play good in terms of the hours you operate?
Yeah. We definitely try to be respectful to our neighbors. Yeah, I mean,
you're doing it right.
I mean, I can hear them from my house, but we just had top fuel there, so it's like where they're putting these houses, it's going to rattle their windows.
Sure. You got the oval track and the drag strip?
Yes, sir. I own 50% of the drag strip, and then I own the oval myself.
So why did you want to buy that? Were you looking for a place to operate, and it just so happened to also be a racetrack, and you're like, well, damn, that's kind of a bonus?
I wasn't really looking for a racetrack.
Where were you living then?
Tampa.
How did you get to Tampa?
Well, the drag strip. I lived in Tampa because I went to University of Tampa.
So you moved from where you were born.
I said
and went to college, and you stayed.
I went to college in Tampa and stayed because you can do car stuff all year round.
Okay, and so when did you find the track?
I found the track the drag strip I just went to automatically when I moved to Florida. Mm-hmm. So it was about an hour drive. And when the YouTube stuff started getting, busier, and like I'm sure you've seen the video where I got pulled over in the 3 truck.
Yeah.
That stuff was starting to get frowned upon by YouTube ads, things like that.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like if you go out on the street and just do straight illegal
stuff,
activities,
YouTube tries to.
It's kind of hard to not do it, when you're doing the content that I do. Mm-hmm. I was like, man, I need a playground, and I was working with the drag strip.
Wait. So YouTube will frown on that and try to suppress your success on that.
If you're out just.
But that wasn't illegal. That truck was legal.
I guess
truck was street legal.
Yeah,
the guy didn't ticket you.
Yeah, he didn't ticket me. But it was just one of those things. It's a bad look for all your sponsors and stuff, and
Gotcha.
You don't want to hurt somebody, whatever. So we it didn't click at all. But the DeSoto had been sitting there for years, shut down because several reasons: bankruptcy, a couple times, a driver that passed away, things like that. So I drove by. I mean, the place was a dump. But one day it clicked in my brain as I started doing these burnout events called Cleetus and Cars. I was like, man, if you think about it, it's just a little stadium. If it had a burnout pad in the middle, it'd be a little burnout stadium. Mm-hmm. So I called my best friends, Victor and Alan, and we got a hold of the owner, and he basically named the price and wouldn't budge. This guy was on it.
Yeah.
But it was $2.2 million. He owner financed $1 million on it, which my last payment is this month.
You're still paying on it.
Well, the owner finance part, yeah. And then Alan loaned me $400,000.
You didn't have this money.
I didn't have the money, and then I sold my Porsche Turbo S that I had, 2011. We just sold everything we had, gathered it all up, and I literally went to that closing with everything I had.
Damn it.
Every dollar I had. And this was December 19, and then COVID hit. My master plan of having all my fans out to make some money really
took a while.
Really crushed me.
Yeah.
Actually.
So how did you was it hard I guess, to get through the next couple of years?
Well,
with having basically,
I can tell you that, that month, my IRS check bounced. My quarterly prepayment that I gave in December hit. I didn't realize it hadn't left my account. It hit like a week after closing, and my bank went to negative 90,000 or whatever, and then it bounced. The IRS is calling me. I'm literally so stressed. I thought I was sick. And COVID's hitting, and I'm trying to gather it up. I'm trying to make payroll for my guys.
How many people you got?
At this point, I had 3 employees, James, Cooper, and our merch girl. Trying to gather it up. I'm trying to sell some T-shirts, because that YouTube check comes once a month. You probably know that. And trying to make it to the YouTube check. We make it. We're getting through there. COVID literally hits as I'm gathering it up. And I was laying in bed at night just really stressed out, just all-time low, honestly, rock bottom. And I'm thinking, how are we going to buy some of these parts we want to put on Leroy to get him back going and whatever. And I thought, what if I do a Crown Vic race? I'll buy 20 Crown Vics from the state auction, and we'll do a pay-per-view.
Where did the Crown Vic idea come from?
It just came to me in bed, and
How are you going to get the money to go buy these Crown?
I called Alan, my business mentor, and I was like, brother, I need $20,000 or whatever. And
How much was the Crown Vic?
We got them.
One.
This is unbelievable. We averaged $900 at the state auction getting them.
That's awesome.
So me and JH and my buddy Chad went to the state auction. And I don't know if Alan had to give me that $20,000. I think I had got a YouTube check.
I've always wondered where you get 20 Crown Vics from.
Yeah, we bought 20 that day, and we didn't do anything to them. They're on their tire, the same tires that came from the auction. We didn't change it. We didn't even check the fluids.
Yeah. Some
of my friends that I invited to this race, I advertised I'm doing a race, and this is COVID was hitting, so like
I remember this.
Getting so much scrutiny from the town.
Why? Because you're going to have a race.
Because
they're like, wait, what?
We're going to have more than 10 people on the property. That was the law they had just set. I thought I had COVID because I was so stressed out. I was so scared of getting arrested and this and that. And my dad also got some paperwork from an attorney that said they had to have a warrant to come on the property because the sheriff was calling us, telling us they're going to arrest me if I have more than 10 people on the property.
How were you able to? I mean, that was some weird rule they had in place.
You guys didn't have, when COVID hit, you were only allowed 10 people.
I got you. No, yeah, I mean, I'd never heard of that. But I believe
you guys didn't get that?
No.
In Florida, it was like 10 people per property or something.
Damn. Okay.
So, but it was like 10 people per acre. But we had 40 acres. So I'm like, all right, so we had to spread out and we had to make it look good on camera because if you remember, like, people were losing their minds.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
People were calling me, like, Cleetus COVID super spreader and stuff. It was, and I didn't really know what to think because I didn't know if COVID was real or not.
Right.
Like, I was kind of terrified that I was going to go to, like, prison for this deal. So, anyway, we hosted the first ever Freedom 500 that night. And they initiated the lockdowns for the day of my race. The local town did. So we moved it up a day. And whatever, we got all my friends show up. Some of them even flew from California on a plane with like one person on it. This is like literally when COVID was going down.
Yeah.
And we hosted the race, and I had no idea if it was sticking or not, if they even had the stream up, if the website was holding anything. I didn't know. Alan was just radioing me from the car, kind of telling me things are okay. I guess the stream was pretty botched, but my fans were like, it was the most pleased thing ever. So I get out of the car, and I don't think I've ever said this online before ever, but I get out of the car, and I'm thinking there's probably 10,000 people on or something, and I actually won the race.
Yeah.
And I get out of the car, and I run over to Al, and I go, did the stream stay up, And I'm getting chills saying it. I go, did the stream stay up? And he goes, Garrett, there were 75,000 people on the stream. And I remember just like being so mind blown that we had just made a monumental amount of money and successfully like saved what
Everything.
I thought was all crashing down in that moment. And I didn't get all that money because we partnered with the stream company and stuff. So like, some mistakes made there, but like, what an amazing feeling to go from like rock bottom to like we actually pulled off this Freedom 500.
Damn.
Really one of the probably best moments of my life, I would say.
Since then, you've had this race multiple times. You have it annually.
Yep. So
and
now
it's grown into something that, it's kind of, I don't know if you know this, but it's kind of become a common knowledge in our industry. Like,
yeah, I was curious if you knew about it.
Oh, yeah.
I have reached out, through a lot of avenues, obviously, to try to get you to race.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been hit up about it.
Yeah.
So it's become fun. We do the Freedom 500 in April, and then we do the Indy 800 in May.
What's the Indy 800?
It's Luke's Oil Raceway. We go to Indy.
We take
all the Crown Vics to Indy.
Oh.
We do Luke's
Where?
Oil.
Lucas Oil?
Luke's Oil Raceway.
Oh, yeah.
So we had Tony Stewart race the last one.
Yep.
And then we take the Crown Vics up to Stafford Speedway in Connecticut. We did Bristol. We're not doing Bristol this year.
Yep.
And then we do Les Mullets back at my track again.
What is that?
At the end of the year. It's like the kidney bean shape. So you run the front straight.
Yes.
And then you come into the infield and then
What
back
cars?
out.
The Vics?
Same Crown Vics all year.
So these are your cars?
Yeah. I own them all, and all the drivers show up. It's zero pressure.
Yep.
I don't even care if they post about it. All my buddies post about it because they're just great people. But, when we have celebrities on, great guys like you or Greg Biffle, it's literally zero pressure. As long as we can say you're on the driver's list,
sure.
That's all I need.
Yep.
I'm not going to put out an ad that says, Greg Biffle's coming to the Freedom 500. We just have them out. They get in the car. They can have their fun. They can wad it up and leave. But it's not a demolition derby.
No.
It's just if you do wad it up, don't feel bad about it.
Right.
It's just they're Crown Vics.
You share a car?
Les Mullets, you share a car. The rest of the season, it's all one driver.
One
per
driver.
Race.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
The track, you've had to do maintenance on this track.
Yeah.
This
so
thing was wore out, busted up when you got it.
Exactly. So the pay-per-view money. I mean, I don't think I've ever pocketed from the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It has all gone back into the program and the racetrack. The lights alone were $440,000 to do lights and poles. The bleachers were upwards of $350,000, and I have just spent all the money we get from the pay-per-view basically ever since, just building the track and now the drag strip and
how close do you live
cars?
to that?
5 miles.
You now have super late model races there.
Yes, sir.
Like
Yep.
it's
Yeah, it's ripping.
ripping.
It's ripping.